Hello. Today's a release, relinquish, and resolve things. We have a Venus solar eclipse that's going on right now. So whatever's in your mind, you need to change from confusion to try to understand. Is it ego? Is it spirit? Is it love? Is it fear? Is it the way you really want life to be because you are becoming yourself? All these little clicks in the clog are happening for a reason. And it's time just to settle. Time to settle within. Clean out the dark corners. Make sure everything you do, think, and say is what you mean from your heart, not your ego mind of confrontation. That's where the release is. Let go of the ego. Let the ego play its own little games in its own little corner, that as long as it doesn't interfere with the true spirit of who you are and what you're here for and why, on how we can make things better for everybody, the total, the all, not just our own individual selves. To resolve means to let go, after you've clarified it, classified it, and basically recognized it for what it really is. Then you can release it, you can let go, you can resolve it, as in, say, the past, for all the victimhood you might feel you're under. You're not as much as a victim as you are just an occurrence of that it happened. You may let go of the pain. You may let go of the fear that it could happen again, because the fear will call it to you to see if you can release it, so you can let it go now, so it doesn't get called back to you. Confusion is an understanding that you don't know. Well, none of us really know the whole true just of it all. We're not gonna. The whole thing is it's all still in replicating manifestation. It's all trying to become or unbecome, because it is up to us to make it or break it or release it or keep it or whichever. And the hell and the bedlam is because we're holding on to it. The ego thinks we should have the pain, we should recognize it, and we should, just let it control who we are. Well, no, we're not. No, we couldn't, or we shouldn't, or we don't have to, okay? The spirit has the general power over all the other manifestations that we acquire around us. No matter if we believe it bedlam, or if we think it is something that we shouldn't be having to go through. Because divine right order from the cosmic source of universal law is in control here, has all the manifestations. So if you resolve, release, and relinquish the things that are in the way of the spirit, then a joy, peace, and happy time can occur. And it's all to our own making, because we are allowing it. We are not manifesting a torture of creation to where we're going to have to keep having to deal with it. Calling to ourselves the same conditions till we learn the lesson of letting go, of surrendering to the now, not carrying the past of the pain and the victimhood and the ideology that we think we know better. Now that's just the ego. The ego is the one who thinks it has all the reality and the checks and pluses and dotting the I's and crossing the T's. When no, it's the spirit who's here to play and share the love and the joy and the warm fuzzies and the things that are manifesting around us for who we are and what we are. Not the idea of others and what we should do as for them or because of them, or carry any of that animosity of the past with us, because it's over. We are here in the now, and if you carry those drudgeries and the pain and the ideologies that you're not worth it, that it's just not right, that you haven't resolved it, you haven't relinquished the pain, you haven't tried to classify, clarify, and release the ideas that society has put upon us that you must have to, you should do, and it better be for the total 1% instead of the all, to make yourself sick because you're working too dang hard, or because the love isn't shared around you, or that you just have this yearning that you can't satisfy. Well, maybe you're not supposed to satisfy it. Maybe if you let it go, it will come to you. It is all a like attracts like around here. That's what the whole world is. It's like the sugar water for the hummingbirds and the color red. Those are the two things that have attracted my beautiful little hummingbirds that fly over there and say good morning, spread the joy. Things are in all many directions. Don't just choose one. Everything is fractal. You have to the idea of knowing that if it's a single unit, that there's many other single units of alike that will attract to itself. So if you're in anger or pain or victimhood or any other kind of derogatory thing of fear, misguidedness, or attributions that you just cannot build on, then you're going to just keep getting and digging that hole bigger. Today's the day of an eclipse, a solar eclipse. It's a partial, so it doesn't mean total, but it has to do with Venus. And the biggest thing about that is the unconditional love that we are here to create and to share and to enjoy the heaven that we can build around us by calling it to us, because we aren't having stipulations and there's no animosities, and avoid the jealousies and eliminate the pain and dissolve the bedlam, because that's not where the joy and the harmony and the vibrations of a good, loving, conditional being is. No, Venus is real important here, guys. Astrologically, Venus is the one thing that gives us all our truth of ourselves within. Yeah, it's a little feminine, but we all need the feminine. Where's the nurturing? Where's the unconditional love? Where's the reaction of play? Where's the joy? It's all with Venus. And if you've inhibited that, and you've stopped it, and you haven't found it, then your ingredients in the divine right order has not allowed it to come through. And again, it's from fear, it's from the ego power plays, and it's from the environment outside you that there is no control over. So you really need, and I know I'm doing it too, to let go of expectations, promises, and ideologies that we have the power and the right to have it our way. Well, no. Source, which is creator, which is in most people's ideas God, has given a element of divine right order, which are the fire, earth, air, water, male, female energies to help create and manifest a better unity here. This is what we're here for, is to create a unity, not a separation. We aren't separate from any of this. We're part of the biggest fractal that I can consciously think of, and what most other people don't have an idea to recognize. Again, I know sometimes I repeat myself, but we're all breathing the same air. We're all living on the same planet. We all even bleed red. So why the torture? Why the aggravation? Why the ideologies that we must, I gotta, and yes indeed? No, 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 no. And try not to take a lot of it personal to the point of where it's controlling you or stopping you or not manifesting what needs to be manifested. And you have no idea of what it really is, because only divine right order and universal law has the notion and the power behind it to give you what it is that you've been asking for. It will give you what you're asking for, but it's only going to give it to you in its dimensional ways of providing it for you, not the way you want it. And that's almost kind of the fun part, is where are your messages coming from? Are you listening to Mother Earth? She's trying to talk to you all the time. You just need to sit long enough and be quiet and stop the ideology that things have to be a certain way, like what you've been taught, because most of us have been taught a bunch of crap. In life, nothing is as we humans think it must be made. There's an etheric side, a hidden side, an occult side, and a metaphysical side, a side that we, unless we can eliminate the manifested materialism, won't be able to understand, know, to feel, or see the etheric side, the esoteric part, the part that is really part of the magic that makes this material side manifest. And until we can get rid of the judgment and guilt and sins, which really aren't any, I mean, that's all an ego kind of thing. And until we can get rid of those and eliminate the ideologies that there is a right and wrong, there is a plus and minus, there is so much out there that we just cannot correlate with, but it is. I can't live up to anybody else's expectations. I'm not going to make promises that by universal law I just might not be able to keep. And just to try to render, it took me 3 days to get one project done when it could have taken 3 minutes. But did I get concerned and worried and upset? Not really, because it is what it is, whatever. Things manifest when they're supposed to. So it took me from 1 day to ask and 3 days to accomplish, which is fine. Those around me who got the benefits are all happy and content by the sharing and the trading and the using and the giving and the being. So with every little step we take, there can be a smile and a lesson and an ideology that it is what it is, whatever. IIW. For the sake of, we're not in control. We can only control how we react and how we think and how we manifest, or at least put in the order for manifestation. So then all rights reserved of the universal law and the God source of why, when, and how we are here will manifest to us because we're calling it. We're not putting up walls of danger, sin, and guilt, and, expectations and promises, because those are the tools that are not helpful. They're broken. They need to be replaced with joy, love, compassion, respect, understanding that once you surrender to the universal law of divine right order, then all your pleasures, treasures, and loves will come to you. It might not be in your time of manifestation, but it will be in the time of when it's supposed to be there just for you, just for me, just for everything. Like I'm waiting for the hummingbird to come by so then I can maybe get a picture so you guys can see my green hummingbirds that come by and say hi and eat that sweet nectar that I made for them. And of course, nothing always works when you want it or expect it to, and that's part of the surrender, is knowing that do your best to the ability you can, create with unconditional love, respect, and honor, and enjoy what you're doing. If you're not enjoying it, then you better try to look at it a different way, in a different perspective, because if you're unjoyful, where's the joy going to be coming in at? And just knowing that, every little piece of this puzzle, which is you and I, do count. Even the aggravating ones, for some reason, do count. But the thing is if you are getting upset or hurt or aggravated, check out a different perspective of it. Step into their shoes and see where they're coming from and why they're feeling and acting and behaving the way that they are. Because everybody's mindset is not equal. We can go to the source and find the truth or the light for a mindset, but unless the ego's out of the way, are you going to get the clues and understanding of the why, when, how, and whatnot, or what? So what I'm just trying to say is today is find your inner peace. Try to collect your knowing of who you are, and pick other people up out of theirs that they don't have. That's the unconditional respect part. The part of assuming that you can share the unconditional love. Now, assuming is, okay, make an ass out of you, out of me, but the whole thing is no. To will it, to call it to you. So once you give, it doesn't matter if you get. That's where the unconditional part comes in. You just bestow upon everything and others the best that you are and that you can be, and the things will come back to you. And just always remember, it might not be in our timeline, because this is an illusion. This is not the true facts of the reality of being. This is just the dream part. This is the part of where we get the chance to reconnect, to make a better awakening, to not dictate, not corral and control, but to resolve, release, and relinquish any of those things that are definitely inhibiting us from finding our inner true spirit of peace, joy, and love, which is what creates the heaven that we are here. To appreciate the beauty and the love and the being of others around you, even if they're a hard ass and just can't understand the true conditional being, and they're going through ego confrontations and pain and misunderstandings of ego and sin and guilt and victimhood and just take the responsibility of yourself, knowing how to respond, knowing that what you put out there you will receive. So yeah, be a little mindful, be a little thoughtful, be full of the understanding that it is what it is, whatever, at any and all moments in time, because this is what we're here to consciously recognize, to intertwine the fabric and the meaning of love. Not fear, not hate, not condemnation, nothing else, but the joy, the sharing of the now, and knowing that by our now we're creating the future. So if you can let go of the hate and the anger and the fear, then all things can be brighter. So Venus, with her extra strong power of love, do not go over in extremes. Try not to be a glutton about it. Try not to think that you have to control it to manifest it so it is, because that's not what love is. Love is a free vibration that goes everywhere. And once you find it, and once you feel it, and once you inhabit the idea, then so many things just alter themselves and change for good reason for everybody, not just yourself. It's been a great, let's see, the 20th, 30th, 1, 2, 3, so what, 16 days, let's see, 20, 30 is 10, 31, 1, 2, 3, 4, okay, 15 days since the last eclipse, which was a total eclipse, but this eclipse is a partial, so it leaves a little bit of extra room open for the butterflies to come in, and the hummingbirds, and everybody else to show you. If you can learn to love and appreciate and honor all the things that are there, the little click of the clock, or the big click of the cosmic clock, will all manifest to where it's supposed to be, why it's be, and how it be. So with love and joy, hugs and bubbles, manifest the love from the heart, not the mind. Don't let the ego take you places that might get you in a little bit of confrontation or trouble. And blow them bubbles of peace, joy, and love, and send it out, and create what is that is the betterment of everything, because tell you what, it's all worth it. Yeah, just like the little hummingbird that is now at the feeder, and if I go for the camera, it's gonna fly away. But it's eating joyfully and singing its little chirpy song and flying backwards and sideways and forwards and aww. And so many things of those natures. It's like yesterday I was sitting on the front porch and a dragonfly flew straight into my face to talk to me. It knew I was there. It didn't hit me. It was just there visiting in my aura and my energies, because I like providing peace, joy, and love. And so the butterflies dance around me, and dragonflies come and talk to me, and other things of those natures. So that's the love Mother Earth is trying to send back to us, to give us evidence that what we're doing is all right. And if, as long as it's the best that we can do, with pure intent of sharing unconditionally respect and knowledge and love, then everything will get a whole lot better than what we ever could imagine. So surrender to the cosmic Christ, keep the universal love flowing, and know that divine right order has it all in control for you. So listen, follow its guidance, and go have fun. Go share the joy, and understand that you're here in spirit in a human body, not a human body trying to find spirit. Let the soul shine. Let the love and the music be rejoiceful, and share, baby, share. And do unto others as you have them do unto you. So just keep that manifestation in thought. Okay. Peace. Later. Out.